Hey everyone, it's Amy with our September team recording, and I just wanted to hope and extend to you guys that I hope you've had a great summer. I'm looking forward to connecting with some of you over the next few weeks with all the activities we have around convention. But as usual, I just wanted to come in and offer you some insights into what's been going on and some hopefully encouragement as we go into the last stretch of the year. So I am recording this a little bit early because I'm trying to be a little more proactive, and I'm going to tell you why as we go through this message. So if something happens between the time that I've recorded this and the time that it actually publishes on September 1 in our group, just know that I'll come in and do a live in our builder group to share anything like that with you. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get started and talk about September. So let's see. I lost my little thing. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, cannot hit buttons. Okay, so some highlights from August. I am offering classes most Wednesdays. I'm going to say most Wednesdays through December 8th. And they're all at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And I will cover a variety of topics. If you have a person coming to a class and that you know they're really interested in something, let me know ahead of time. And I'm happy to cover that in the class. Okay. It seems like live works best. So I'm going to do my level set best not to record classes because I want to encourage engagement, live participation, and really getting our more committed people in the class. Okay. So every Wednesday, most Wednesdays between now and December 8th, there'll be a class offering. I've put in this slide deck some notes of upcoming ones for the next 4 or 5 weeks to help outline what I've got on plan so far. But if you have other ideas, let me know. I'm happy to work with those as well. Okay, let's talk about engagement. So I have started in September to mail out, and they're on my desk for September, postcards. So it says happy doTERRA anniversary, and it's got the bottle of peppermint on it. And then on the back, it's got some cool doTERRA peppermint recipes. It says each year you get a free bottle of doTERRA peppermint when you renew your account. I'm going to put the anniversary date of the person on the card. So I've got those ready to go for September. And if you would prefer to do mailings to your own customers, let me know. We'll be happy to share the file with you to get cards printed. They were about $15 for 50 of them. But I've got on my calendar every month who's coming up for renewal that month, and I'll start mailing these out starting in September. So just another way to try to keep people active, engaged, and aware of their doTERRA benefits, one of which is a great bottle of peppermint. The other thing I have been doing that proves to be pretty successful is I'm mailing out a second newsletter. So the first one goes out the first second of the month. It's really a note from me. It includes any class information. It describes the blog theme of the month and any other news that I can share at that point. The one that goes out around the 13th of the month is aimed at specials that are going on, recipes and tips, and more of a consumer-based newsletter, right? So there's lots of information for the common user to discern from that newsletter, on top of just reminding them what the specials are. Now, between the two newsletters I send each month, the second one, the bonus one, seems to get a lot more open and a lot more people clicking to read it. So it's really, really interesting, right? And so this last month in August, when I sent that bonus one out, I included at the bottom the ability to chat with me via Messenger and register for our classes. So we'll see if that helps. But I've been kind of watching these stats, and that was just a really interesting one that showed up. I did put a poll out in our Dragon Spit Vault group around 2022 interest. Right now, DIYs are currently number one thing that people are most interested in there. So as I start to think about what content for the group next year, I'll work on trying to get as many DIYs in there as I can. And yeah, the vault has really been successful. I think it's really helped. And we, at times it feels like it's the same people commenting and liking things, but we do seem to get a lot more engagement. And I do think it helps. Now, if you have not added your customers to the vault, please do so, because I think it's a really nice support forum where all of us can help keep our customers engaged and making sure they're getting content that's helpful to them. I'm going to talk a lot more about this in a few minutes, but the other engagement activity that is proving to be very popular, which is exciting, is that September 24th, I'm going to host a Kahoot with essential oils, which is a debrief on the convention as well as a fun Kahoot game. And I'm going to give away a bunch of stuff. I'm going to talk about that in a few moments. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is going on with this? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm apparently having challenges. Okay, so on August 11th, the lady that she's a presidential diamond with doTERRA, the lady that publishes the dough planner, which is really fantastic. And she has some kind of sales academy that people rave about. I've not done her sales academy, but she's got one of those too. She got in touch with someone with the Tony Robbins organization and someone that specializes in network marketing. And she offered a free training with this guy on August 11th. So I participated in that, and I brought back to you guys, because I don't think anyone else was able to join that night. Sorry, work is like pinging me left and right. Anyway, I'm bringing back to you guys kind of the net of what that was about. So this guy was saying that our patterns and our beliefs really drive everything else that happens in our business, in our lives, and it's just the underlying factor of if we're going to be successful or not. So how this works is that everyone has beliefs about what can and cannot happen, what's probable, what's not probable, what's likely, what we feel comfortable with, how we vote, how we eat, everything about us, right, is based on our belief system. And some of those beliefs can be healthy, some of them can be negative. You guys know what I'm talking about here. Okay, so 80% of our life, according to this guy, is driven by what we believe to be true. Whether it is or not, doesn't matter. But 80% of our decisions are based on what we believe. Now, depending on that, it drives your potential. And this is where you begin to see if the belief you have is negative, you can't, it's impossible, it's never going to happen, I can't figure this out, then your potential decreases. Okay. And that in turn fuels how much focus you give it, how much energy you put into it, what your outlook for the future is going to be about it. And, it compounds not only what this is centered on, but also other areas of your life. So when you feel that, then your actions obviously go to the negative as well. Okay. Because you don't care about it anymore. Right. And you have this feeling it's not going to work out. So you don't really do much to change that, right? It's like, oh, why bother? And then that in turn informs your results, whether you prove that to be true, that, yep, I was right, it didn't work out, so I'm so glad I saved my energy about it, or, yeah, I was right, and, it blew up and didn't go anywhere, right? And that in turn creates a pattern in our lives that not only impacts what this one belief did to us, but other areas of our life as well, where we see similarities. So the example he gave in the class was, if I have the belief that I don't have enough connections to build my doTERRA business, then my potential for looking for new potential customers is going to be low because I think it's impossible, right? I'm going to find excuses not to do it. I'm going to get in my own way of looking for those opportunities. I'm going to just do the bare minimum, right? Or I'm not going to care, right? Because it's impossible. I don't know enough people to sell my doTERRA products to. So that in turn slows me down on my actions that, well, gee, it's not going to work out anyway. So I'm going to use my time for something else. This MLMs don't work and they're a scam, right? Because I can't figure it out. And it only works for these people who have large friend groups. So I'm not going to do much to change that because my outlook on it is very negative. And I'm not going to try new things to see if they work or not, right? Because I'm already convinced that they don't. So my results is that I'm not going to reach the ranks that I want to reach. I'm not going to make that $1 million that I want to make out of this business. And, nothing is going to work out in this. I'm wasting my time. So that becomes this pattern of, I'm going to limit or not push myself based on that, right? Because I didn't reach my goals. So I'm not going to try something else that's similar. So the reverse is true of this as well, that if you have a positive one and you go through the same cycle, then you get positive results, okay? Because you actively change your outlook and your potential, and your actions change because you believe that there's potential. And obviously your results can be significantly different too. So in the class, sorry, I gotta see what's popping up in here. Okay. So in the class, he said, you take this and you take your biggest fear, the limiting belief you have, whatever you think is holding you back, and you estimate the percentage of impact that it's having on your business. Okay. So for me, in the example I gave, it was, I don't know enough people, right, to build my business. And that has, 90% impact, right? I'm making that up. And you change that into a dollar amount. Okay. So change that 90% into a dollar amount, right? So, let's say it's $900. So it's costing me $900 a month to have that limiting belief. Okay. And so that's pretty significant, right? So his whole thing was, by you removing these things from your life, you're going to reach your goals and be more successful. Then he turned around and he said, how much would you make in your business if that negative didn't result, right? So if you got rid of that. So in my case, in the example I gave, it was $900 a month. Now, wouldn't that be cool to make in my doTERRA business, right? So then his example was, well, if it's impacting you there, where else is it impacting in your life? Where else are you letting that negative creep into other areas of your life, your relationships, your work, your marriage, whatever, right? So it was very interesting. Now, they did try to sell at the end this whole, you could go virtual or in person to the next Tony Robbins event. And then she threw in a bunch of things that were, I think one of them was access to her sales academy she had, and it was about $2,000, give or take. If you're interested in that, I think their promo is still going on. I'm happy to share with you the information. But anyway, I wanted to share, the kind of what I gleaned from that webinar that I thought might be of use to you guys. And I've been kind of sitting with this myself. I think there's some value in it. And I've been trying to really apply it to different situations in my life. And the hardest part is sitting down and figuring out what those fears and limiting beliefs are, to be honest. So anyway, so that's that. I thought it was interesting and wanted to share. Okay, then the next thing I want to share is, let's talk about this. Every slide, it's crazy. Okay, so September 24th. Okay, it's a Friday and 7:30 p.m. I am going to do this Kahoot with oils. And last year I did the whole debrief from the convention, and the convention was all virtual last year. And I gave away some things and we had some fun. This year, I've set up this Kahoot game. So people will have to download the Kahoot app. And then the night of this, they will log into the Zoom. I will give them the code for the Kahoot and we'll play the game and I'll draw some winners. But the other thing I'm going to do is a highlight of what happened at convention. Okay, maybe some educational things, definitely talk about the new products, any promotions, etc. Okay, so it's I think I set it up for an hour and a half. But I do plan to give away some oils, some products, some swag that I pick up out in Utah. Yeah, and just try to make sure every attendee gets something. And so right now, we do have, I think, 5 or 6 registered already. So that's cool. If you guys have others, they don't have to be customers. They can be prospects. They can be just people that you've once a time talked to that never showed any interest. It's for anyone. So invite, and get them to register out on my website, dragonspitapothecary.com/book online. And you'll see the Kahoot with Oils event out there. They can sign up, it's free, but that will give them the Zoom. And then that night they will get the Kahoot game code as well. Now, what I'm thinking is incentive for new enrollees. So if someone comes to this party and wants to become a customer as a result, I want to kind of give them an above average welcome basket is what I called it here. But samples, rollers, we typically spoil our new customers pretty well, but I want to give them some extra bonus things for signing up at this event. So that's another promotion that you can give to people to sign up and come. Especially people that you've been talking to that are kind of on the fence or about to enroll. This will be a really good opportunity to talk to them and say, hey, there's some extra incentives for new people if they sign up that night. Then if people refer people to me, I'm going to give away free oils. I haven't determined the dollar amount. Normally I do like 50, but I'm kind of thinking I'm going to increase that for this event, still playing with the amount. And then obviously swag from the convention because it's a lot of fun. And, I don't know what I'll do yet, but I'll figure out something. So get your people signed up, spread the word. And if you want the graphic to share this on your social media, I've been using this one with the rainbow and the thinker on it. You're more than welcome to it. Just let me know and I'll send it to you. So September 24th, it's the big event of the year and open to everybody. Okay, let's talk about convention. So what I've been hearing over and over again, based on this year's structure of the convention, is that you really want to set an intention for what you want to get out of it. If you're going for education, if you're going for entertainment, whatever you're needing, to kind of set that intention up front. These Terra Talks are kind of like TED Talks. They're going to be breakout sessions, and they're going to be aligned to different learner styles. So if you're really into the science and the nitty-gritty details of everything, oils and products, they're going to have all of the geek out sessions somewhere. They're going to have more different strategies that people just want to know, uses, DIYs, tips, tricks, all that. They'll have a different forum for those. So these Terra Talks are a unique activity at the convention this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. The other thing that they've been promoting hard is that the science behind these products, they have done something to show the effectiveness compared to other brands. So I'm really interested in that because, you hear this thing of all brands are the same. Well, doTERRA's apparently done some recognizance on that and come out with some information that they're going to share at convention about why doTERRA is the lead and why they are not the same as all these other brands that are available. And then the emphasis this year too is that, these are an effective choice. They're not an alternative. They're not an in addition to, they are an effective choice that we should be having in our lives every day to live our best. So a little bit different wording, a little bit more bolder than we've had in the past. And then the other thing I'm noticing too is that there's a lot more push against, all this compliance speak that we had and couldn't say certain things, which are still a lot we can't say, in a certain way, but there's been some changes to that as well. So it's really cool to hear where they've gotten with that. And then the other side is referrals. So, I'm starting to see in my own business that referrals are really the growth mechanism of my business. And because we are one of the fastest growing industries in the world right now, people don't have trust in traditional sources for information and guidance. The government is certainly giving us a run for our money when it comes to deciphering what's true and not true. The whole chaos around the vaccine and stupidity around this stuff, just craziness that people are feeling around this virus, right? So being able to be the calm in that chaos is really important right now. People are wanting options that give them that confidence that something's going to work, it's going to protect their family, it can be relied on, and it's not feeling like sleazy news, right? So we really do sell this lifestyle that changes people's lives, and it gives them that peace that I've made a good choice. This is right for me and my family. So being able to use your existing network of customers, or even if they're not your customers, maybe they just said, no, it's not right for me. But going and asking everyone for a referral really seems to be a good place to look for those new leads, and expand your own network through people and rewarding all your referrals, right? Not just saying thank you for giving me this person's name, but rewarding them in some way, giving them a few dram samples of oils, or giving them a tube of Deep Blue, right? Making it something that is worthwhile for them to have done what they've done by giving this, right? And then making it easy for them to give you a referral, whether that's, they can message you, they can text you, they can, give you a call, whatever they feel most comfortable with to outreach to you to making that referral happen. So I'm going to work a lot more on this myself, but I wanted to share with you just some thoughts I've been having around this, and where I kind of feel like the best potential for growth seems to be most of the time. Okay, so let's talk about September. Look at your labels, guys. I'm telling you, I said this a few minutes ago, doTERRA is really changing some of the messaging. They're changing some of the labeling. For instance, on the new On Guard wipes, if you look at the back of those, they say 99.9% effective against germs. It says that on the label, guys. We've never had something like that. TerraShield, if you look at the label on that, it now says it's effective as a repellent. Again, that's new. So they are trying to change their strategy to integrate into mainstream products. That means labeling changes and this emergence of us being able to speak common speak when it comes to products and what they effectively do. The other thing is, let's talk about September. So a lot of companies are trying to reopen. A lot of companies are moving towards this mandatory vaccine stuff. And there's just a lot of uncertainty in the world right now because people are not really comfortable with some of this, right? So there's a high focus on immunity, prevention of illness, taking care of ourselves, really paying attention to what helps us stay healthy, and being able to speak from your own experience that, being able to protect your family and not have to use all these chemical products, and speak from your own experience from it is really the best thing, right? The other thing that is really, and you're more than welcome to use this, but I'm going to encourage Lisa because we'll be in Utah together, is that look for a lot of live videos from Utah. I'm going to really try to do a lot of that kind of on the ground footage, sharing what's happening as it's happening, recapping it, working out something where we've got a lot more live videos that can be shared, and really starting to help get the message out direct and through us of how important and good this is. Now for September, the Dragon Spot focus will be spa treatments, being good to yourself. I've got some really cool things outlined for that topic. Post-summer skin repair, again, convention behind the scenes. And I do want to let you know, I'm going to try something new here. So Dragon Spit Vault, when I set it up, was intended just for our customers. And it was intended to give them a safe space, something special, to share, learn, and get something that the common essential oil user doesn't have anywhere else, right? It's because that's why nothing in there is shareable to other groups or pages. Now, if you have a person that you believe is likely to enroll in access to Dragon Spit Vault early, then becoming our customer would help, I'm happy to let them in. Okay. So I tried this recently with Lisa Parker. She's one of our best customers. She is referring a bunch of people to sign up for the Kahoot with Oils event. And she has a couple that she really believes, are going to want to become customers. So I let them in the vault to see how this goes. Now, it doesn't mean that long-term I'll let them stay in the vault. If they don't participate, if they eventually don't enroll, I'll probably need to think about some rules of when I kick them out. But if you have someone and you feel like this would help, let me know and I'm happy to add them. Classes, again, Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. I've got 3 in September. Plus we've got the Kahoot with the Oils on the 24th, which is a Friday, not a Wednesday. And then October 6th, I've got the Natural Self-Care with a workbook. That's a really cool class. And it talks a lot about the products that help with self-care, emotionally, physically. It's a really great class. I hope we get some people that want to participate in that one. And then starting this month, I am starting to mail out the anniversary postcards. Okay, so let's talk about what's ahead. Okay, so to kind of round this out, let me talk about what's ahead past September. All right, so when you think about October and the rest of the year, so obviously starting in October, we'll have the start of the rollout of the new products from convention. We can obviously focus on how to use those, the impressions we've had of them, from trying them from the convention kit, new DIYs, recipes, all of that sort of thing. And then October 6th, I do have the self-care class with the workbook that we can also offer too. In the vault, the emphasis will be on fall foods, rollers, and DIYs, just to kind of promote seasonal changes and that sort of thing. Video and media focus for Vault and in general, my social media strategy is going to be immunity, focus, energy, cooler temps, of course, the new products, and anything new that comes out of convention that we can make use of. Now, when you think about the last quarter of the year, again, new products are going to be a big part of that. I am still looking at a seasonal postcard to potentially use. That seemed to be a big hit when I did it in the spring. So I'm going to think about that timing wise, probably start working on that here in another week so that I have them here to mail out beginning in October if we end up doing it. A big thing is starting in November, my blog will move from daily post to weekly. And the reason for that is I am going to be going back to school in January. So I won't have the bandwidth to write a daily blog anymore. So I am going to try weekly. And, if I need to change it further, I will. But starting in November, it will go to weekly. On Fridays, it will publish. And then, I still want to use monthly themes, of course, but I need to kind of change the strategy on that for right now to support going back to school. So for those of you who haven't talked to in a while, I'm going to go get a second bachelor's degree in alternative and natural medicine, alternative and holistic medicine. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to give me a lot of opportunity when it comes to not only my doTERRA business, but just other opportunities long-term and what that can mean. So we'll keep you posted on that. And then in November, I am building this gratitude challenge. And it is centered on using the oil spikenard. And spikenard, if you haven't smelled this oil, I recently got it to work with it in building this challenge. But the spikenard it smells like a very old oil. I've been diffusing it with different things, and I'm liking it when it's mixed with other things, but to use it direct, it's still a bit much. But the way this challenge is going to work, it will use spikenard, and it will discuss a lot of things around gratitude and how spikenard is tied to it. So I'm really excited about that. I think it's a very meaningful way to go into the holidays, and that will take us through the first couple of weeks of November leading into Thanksgiving. The week of Thanksgiving, we normally have a BOGO. I don't have any information on if that's going to happen this year or not, but assuming it is, because that's been our history. And then immediately after that, everyone shifts to Christmas. So, the holiday items, of course, will be available. In years past, we've had the frankincense product of the month, which is always a great engagement oil to get people on. And then the week of, throughout December, my social media strategy there is focused on oils of the Bible. And that'll be the vault focus for that month as well as just some cute Christmas DIYs and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I have outlined so far for the last quarter of the year. If you have ideas that you'd like me to work through to include in that, let me know. And happy to do it. Now, as I start thinking about 2022, and I mentioned this last month, that it's never too early to start thinking ahead, because it literally is around the corner at this point. But a couple of things here that are new from last month that I want to mention to you is that if you would like to sponsor a vault challenge, we've done 2 so far. This August was the hair challenge. I just told you November is going to be the spikenard gratitude one. But if you would like to sponsor one in 2022, let me know. And let's pick a month and what you want to do. And I'll work with you to get it set up in the vault. But also be thinking of kind of your goals, where you want to focus, where you want to grow in your business next year. It is really time to start having those conversations with yourself and exploring what that means for you. And I'm happy to help in any way I can to figure that out. So that is it for this recording this month, a little bit longer, but just so much to cover with you guys. I hope you're all doing well. Like I said, I plan to do a lot of videos during convention, actually just videos in general. I'm trying to get more and more comfortable doing them. And, because I think they add value on a lot of forums, and certainly with you guys as we're all trying to build our businesses. So if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. And I hope you guys are doing really well, and look forward to connecting with you over the next few weeks with convention. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.